Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all about how to balance personal development and inner healing, which is something that I have been on my own journey with for at least the last 10 years. And it's funny because I think I didn't even realize I was on this journey with discovering how to create this really beautiful balance between the two until recently when I've been through this whole pendulum swing of one hardcore into the other, and now finding this beautiful in between. So chances are, if you resonate with me and my growth journey and the videos and messages that I share here, you may be on your own journey of discovering this balance too. And so my hope is that sharing a little bit about what I have learned can be helpful for you. When I think of personal development, it's very focused on the what's next, what is the end goal, what is the end vision, and what do we need to do to get over there. And it creates this momentum, but it's also this forward focus where there's not much of an emphasis on the present moment and what's here right now. Like the version of me that dropped out of school 8 months away from graduating, moved to Hawaii and started my own business, reading all of these self-help and personal development books, setting goals, focusing on my vision, manifesting, adding in all the details, so many to-do lists and checking literally everything off. So that's kind of how I relate to personal development. I visited a mentor and he started to introduce me to this concept of presence and what's happening right here and now, what's happening in the body. That's where I learned about somatic experiencing and, what is my emotional experience right here and now. And so then the pendulum started, right? It started somewhere and then we went all the way deep into personal development and then the pendulum started going like real quick to the other side. To the point where the last few years of my life have been so much of a being here now, being present in my environment, with my body, with my relationships, with all things. It's like all awareness is right here and now. And it really got extracted like out of future visioning and out of any end destination or other place other than right here and now. And I would say when I first started to make that transition, it was pretty terrifying, especially to the performance-based part of me that really found a lot of value and safety in doing, in going nonstop and achieving things and more and more. And when I first started to kind of unhook and let that crumble and started coming into the here and now, there was a lot of instability and ungrounded feeling in that. Like, is it okay for me to do nothing? Is it okay for me to just be, not even for the sake of accomplishing something else? It was a very interesting time. And so then I found safety in the just being here. And this is where I went into a lot of healing work, right? So noticing what's coming up in the body, what things need to be processed within myself and within my relationships. And I started to relate to my experience as like, I'm this node in the family that's processing things from the past generations and all of that's happening and bringing my presence into this moment and being with what's here now. So a lot of healing took place. And now we're like all the way on the other side of the pendulum. And not much is happening in a linear motion as far as making progress with career, making more money, achieving more things externally. Like we're going deep and inward. And we kind of lost this taking steps forward sort of experience. And so that's the healing world. It felt a little disconnected from the majority of society because what I've noticed is the majority of society is focused on doing, achieving, whether or not they're into personal development or not. That's more of the mode that we're programmed into, that's the way to be and that's the way you move through life. And you get so celebrated and acknowledged when you do really well at that. And then there's this whole other sphere of reality, the deeper healing that's happening more behind the scenes. That's where I was. And I started to realize like It's actually not feeling so healthy at some point. I feel like I need to start coming back into this middle ground and integrate everything I've learned from those skill sets of being able to set goals and achieve them, and everything that I've learned from being able to be present with myself and life and others. There are these opposite polarized nodes, and part of it just comes down to intention of I'm choosing not to be all the way over there and I'm choosing not to be all the way over there anymore. What I mean by that is I know what it feels like to be hardcore in personal development mode, and I know what it feels like to be deep in healing mode. And so, with that, as long as I have the intention of taking more of this balanced approach, I can sense when I'm starting to veer farther in that direction. And I can sense when I'm starting to veer farther in that direction. Sort of like nothing else needs to happen other than holding the intention of writing this beautiful balance. And I think it's healthy to be able to have seasons where life calls for more internal work. And then there's seasons where life calls for more getting shit done and consciously choosing what my character is and what I'm all about and what I'm moving towards and what's important to me and my values and more of that self-development, self-growth work. That's what the journey has been like for me. I'm curious if this resonates with you, and I'm curious where you're at on your path. My hope is that this has been helpful just to hear another perspective and someone who is walking these paths and finding this beautiful balance and in between. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you soon. Bye.